If God brought you to it, he'll get you through it. But did he bring you to this? Let's talk. I am your poetic haiku host, Kim B. Miller, the first African American poet laureate for Prince William County, Manassas, and Manassas Park, Virginia, award winning spoken word poet, facilitator, speaker, teaching artist, author. Let's get into today's subject. Hey, great people. We got 17 minutes. For those who've never been here before, welcome, welcome. It is Poetically Thinking, and I figured I could do this in 17 minutes because I love haiku. And I know you're like, haiku? What's that? I just like saying it different ways. Haiku. And if I figure I can write 17 syllables, I could do a podcast in 17 minutes. Anyway, today's subject is something near and dear to my heart. I talk to people about this all the time, and this was something that was suggested based on a previous one I did. Anyway, getting into the subject. I see a lot of people posting and talking about something that God has brought them to, or repeatedly brought them to, or continuously, or whatever phrase. I'm saying different phrases because people are sometimes very particular about when it affects them. So I want to make sure I get everyone so we can say, that's not me because she didn't say continuously. That's not me because she didn't say consistently. Because we like to play wordplay. Flavor of cinnamon of the week. Anyway, but my question to you is, who said God brought you to it? The issue, the problem, the relationship, the person you're with, the issues you're having with your kids, the job issue, whatever it is. Who said God brought you to it? How do you know you didn't bring you to it? Right now, you could be suffering in a situation because you believe, based on, we'll get to in a minute, that God brought you to it, but you brought you to it, and you're suffering or someplace where you shouldn't be because you won't leave because you believe God brought you to it, or God put you in this situation. What if you put you in this situation? Yeah, I'm pausing because I want you to think about it. What if this is not God's doing, but it's yours doing? I was going to say this has nothing to do with God, but everything has to do with God. So I'm just trying to be careful with my wording. Think about it. Sometimes God is trying to tell us, don't do that. Don't don't go there. Don't get involved in a situation. Don't get involved in this relationship. Don't go to this job. Don't take this job. But not us. Nah, we got it. This is the opportunity. Even if it's bad, you can turn it to good. So God is supposed to advise you on certain things. And then when you go against the advice you get, God is supposed to be there to bail you out every single time. And then if you don't like the exit strategy provided, you can stay and then yell, where are you? What you doing, God? Haiku. And there may be a syllable off because this one I don't have completely memorized. Anyway, God didn't bring you to it. You brought you to it. Repeat offender. I don't know another way to say it. I'm just trying to pull at some of y'all to see that some of the situations you're in are not God given situations that you've labeled God given situation. It's you labeled situation. It's something you got involved. Maybe even with the best of intentions, because you think if your intentions are good, the results will be great. Let me say it again. You think if your intentions are good, the results will be great. Those two are not equatable. You could have the best intentions and have a horrible outcome. Follow what God tells you to do. And I get that sometimes it's not easy to decipher that. I'm not saying it's sometimes crystal clear, but sometimes it is. Sometimes he gives you great clues, great information, great in your face information, and you still sidestep it because you want to do what you want to do, which you are very well open to. Free will is a beautiful thing, but so is free consequences. With free will comes free consequences. And nobody wants to talk about the consequence part. They just want to talk about the free will part. And then sit in the mud and go, how did I get here? Especially if you're repeating the same thing. Some people, I've seen a couple of people say, well, I must not have learned my lesson yet because I'm back here doing the same things over and over again. God must be waiting for me to learn the lesson. Oh, no, maybe you are waiting for you to learn the lesson. You keep putting you in the same position. You keep going down the wrong path. There's a lesson to learn in every problem and every issue. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. Yes. But that doesn't mean that every lesson or problem you've gotten is one that God gave you. Sometimes he works with what you gave him. Again, we talk truth here. Sometimes he works with what you gave him. Well, I see they're in this situation. Let me see if I can help them see the issue here and how this eventually can come to a solution. Maybe we can get there. But instead, you go, well, oh, look what the Lord wants me to learn something here, so I'm just going to. No. Maybe the lesson is stop doing the same thing. Is that the definition of crazy? I'm not going to repeat it because we've all heard it 1,000 times. And personally, I'm sick of saying it. Not sick of saying it to y'all. I'm just sick of saying it out loud. What are you doing to change your life? What are you doing? What are you doing to change your circumstances? What are you doing? What are you doing to make sure you don't end up in the same place, the same time, in the same situation with a different name? Fill in the blank. Because if you honestly are just sitting there going, well, God brought me to, then you have no ownership in it. There's nothing for you to fix because it's all God. But there is something for you to fix. You do have ownership in it. You lean on him for the understanding and how to get out of it. But repeating it year after year, month after month, year after year, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years later, going, God wants me. No. Where are you in this? Free will. Free will equals free circumstances, free situations, free nonsense. Haiku. Stop asking fools for wisdom. You don't see lions asking sheep nothing. And there you go, finding someone else to amen you through your torment. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You can be wrong. Everybody can be wrong. Nobody on this earth is perfect. No one. And for you to be looking for some level of perfection and then brainwashing yourself into believing that you've achieved it, so it can't be you. It's always going to be somebody else. So therefore, if you're in this situation again, it's God. It's not you. Isn't that a little arrogant? I'm not saying that we're never in a situation because of God. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying for us to put all our situations or the majority of our situations go, well, I'm in this because God put me here. No, you're in this because you put you here. Because there's plenty of times he's giving you indications that that's not the way to go, and you went anyway. The truth of who you are and where you are in this life has to start with you having an honest conversation with yourself and saying, what parts am I playing in my mistakes, my issues, and my relationship? What part do I own? What part can I improve on? What part am I repeating and being shocked that I'm getting the same result? What is my ownership in my situation? If you're never looking internally for the source of a problem, you are the problem. I know, because some of us don't have the friends who would tell us that, and some of us have the friends who would tell us that, but we're not going to listen to them because you ain't going to tell me nothing. Clearly, growth comes with knowledge. And how can you get knowledge if no one can tell you nothing? Sometimes people see you about to make that mistake and they realize it's you, but they also realize you're not going to listen. So they watch you go over the cliff again, go down the road. Woo, okay, they'll be back up. Oh, here they come. Hey, yeah, wow, yeah, You got people watching you go for a cliff. They see the cliff. They see you not seeing the cliff. They want to say something to you, but the last time they tried to tell you something, you bit their head off. You don't tell me. I know what I'm doing. Okay, this first trip will be quite the fall. Second trip, third trip. And you're still blaming somebody else. Your mirror broken? Is it? Because when's the last time you self evaluated you and said, God, help me see the difference in this? God, you brought me to this. Help me get through it. One. As opposed to, God, I may be repeating the same issue. Help me discern that. I'm going to start self examining myself more so I can be a better listener to you and to myself. Two different prayers, two different thought patterns, two different psyches. What are you using to help yourself grow or keep yourself back? What are you using? Prayer was never supposed to be a weapon. Prayer was never supposed to be a weapon against yourself. I'm going to say that again. Prayer was never supposed to be a weapon against yourself. Nice quiet time for those who want to call it quiet time. It could be a noise, whatever you want to. It's a conversation between you and God, but some of y'all ain't conversating. You just talking. Prayer is supposed to be a conversation where you get some information back. But some of y'all don't want information back. You just want what you want. And you want it answered like yesterday. Like, well, you got it. Come on. Where are you in listening? Come on. Don't get mad at me. The truth is, we have a lot to learn about who we are as individuals and who other people are, because we put a lot on other people too. We ain't content with having our own baggage. We always got to buy extra sets to give other people. Back to the subject. God is a God of compassion and love. You are one of his children. You can't be the best you until you know who you are. what mistakes you keep making, what things you keep overlooking. What is it about you that scares you that you won't look at you? Are you scared of victory? Some people are. Some people say, "Oh, I'm not scared. I'm scared of it," because because when you become victorious, you don't just sit there and stay victorious. There's more work to be done at that level. So if you stay just below that, sometimes you just stay content because there's less work to do, and you don't think you can do it. Not that you're not capable of doing it. You don't think you can do it. Possibilities aren't possibilities if you don't see them as such. And some of us have been running from victory our whole life, using other people as excuses and tools to escape it, to dodge it, to say, "Oh, I'm just not ready yet." Still fearful of what victory looks like or what you'll need to do to stay there. Some of you don't think you belong there. These are all conversations for you to have with you and God and get real about your situation. But to go through your entire life thinking everything that happened to you, or the majority of things that happened to you, is something God gave you so you can get through it when you gave it to you, it's not serving you and who you can be. Get right with you. You deserve for victories. Victories. I told you this is live. Mistakes are going to happen. I'm not re-recording it. Be human. So are you. Be the best you can be, not the most impressive you can be. Being real, that's not a crime. Actually, it's something beautiful. Get to know you. Get to know the real you.